Kristen here with Railey Realty. Joining me today is one of our superstar sales agents, Nina Beitzel, and we're going to talk to you about fixer-uppers and home renovations. So Nina's been an agent since 2014.
Yep. I've been in the area for close to 8 years now, and I absolutely love it. I work with first-time home buyers, second homeowners, also both ends of the county, so really any type of buyer who's ready to go.
And you also teach classes at Deep Creek Fitness.
I do. I actually, when I first came to the area, that's where I started before I got into real estate, and I still continue to do that about 3 mornings a week, so It's really nice.
If you want to get your butt kicked, you know where to go.
That's right.
So today we're talking about fixer-uppers. It's a super popular trend. HGTV has a couple shows about it, and the trends are rising when you look at some of the reports about people looking for a fixer-upper or home renovations. And I know you have a lot of personal experience with buying fixer-uppers with your clients.
Yes, yeah. I've had a couple clients in the last few years do some flips, and some first-timers find some good deals for places that they could add their own personal touches. So
one of the things you see on fixer-uppers is the home is being sold as is. So can you explain what as is means when you're looking at those homes in that range?
So as is exactly what it sounds like. It means that the seller or the bank is not willing to make any type of repair. So the way that you see the home when you visit it and walk in, that's how it's sold. They're not going to be making any adjustments, putting a new roof on, anything like that.
So when you're touring a house that's being sold as is, what are some of the things you're looking for?
So you definitely want to look for lender-specific items depending on your financing. Now, if you're a cash buyer, it's completely different. Obviously with cash, you can pretty much buy whatever you want, but you need to be looking at just how structurally sound the property is. So a lot of lenders are not going to loan money on something that's too much of a fixer-upper, borderline tear-down property.
And a tear-down, just for the record, a tear-down is what?
Basically, you're buying it for the lot. So it's in disrepair, it's not going to be able to be fixed up, not livable, or it's pretty much deemed uninhabitable and needs to be torn down.
Okay, so when you're looking at multiple fixer-uppers, what are some things you're looking for the lot or the location? Like, what are some of the other things people are looking for in a fixer-upper?
So you want to make sure that you have a nice lot. Look for things like the topography, the setbacks, the neighbors. You want to make sure that the lot is in an ideal location. So some of the fixer-uppers are in areas like in our county where the surrounding homes are beautiful, and you know that you can take that fixer-upper and make it what you want, and it's going to blend in with the surrounding homes. Obviously, if you're on an entire street of fixer-uppers, it might be a little difficult to get the value out of it that you'd like. So definitely general surroundings are very important for the location.
And it's also important when you're looking at the houses to see through some of the cosmetic things.
Yes.
Some of the things are easily changed.
Definitely. So to be able to distinguish between aesthetic fixes and structural defects. So that's where it's really helpful to have an agent to be able to help you decipher some of those items and,
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're talking about financing, because a lot of first-time home buyers think, I'm going to get a fixer-upper for a cheaper price, and I'll do some work. That's a common.
Very, very common. Very common. So I get a lot of inquiries from first-time buyers on properties because they see that price tag. They see that $65,000, $80,000. It seems too good to be true. Well, it kind of is too good to be true. So for a first-time home buyer, generally they do a lot of government loans, FHA, USDA. Where they have low down payments, but with those loans come very strict requirements. So fixer-uppers are pretty much out of the question because an appraiser is going to go in there, make sure everything's safe. I mean, even in traditional homes, they'll flag things like missing handrails. I mean, whenever you get into a fixer-upper, usually there's too many items that are going to need to be fixed. So generally, first-time home buyers should stay clear of most fixer-uppers. Ones that have a lot of structural defects at least.
Can a first-time home buyer apply for a home renovation loan, or that's a totally separate thing?
So they can, but the problem with that generally, at least from what we see in our area, is they don't have the down payment funds. So generally with those loans, you're going to have to put more money down, and it's just a little bit more complicated. So the first-time home buyer programs and those government loans are so enticing because they have such a low down payment. You can ask for closing cost help, things so that that, you know, if you don't have thousands of dollars in your bank account, you still have the ability to purchase a home.
Right. So it's important to talk to an agent or a lender, and your agent can help set you up with the right lender for your
Absolutely.
situation, and
Yes.
then they can kind of help you decide what you can purchase.
Sure. Yep.
So switching gears to a home renovation, which is, you know, a little different. So one of the things I think people should do when they're talking about renovating is talk to their agent, or if you're going to renovate, to sell, because I mean, you're going to know what's selling in the market.
Yeah, we work with buyers every day, and you know, I know from showing houses almost every day what buyers are generally looking for in different price points and their expectations in those price points. So, you know, even down to what type of paint colors are in right now and what they're looking for in kitchens and up and coming trends, because some things can be, you know, very trendy that you don't see in many homes, but if you put it into your house that you're fixing up, I mean, it can really give you an edge from a listing standpoint. So it's really important to take someone with you, preferably an agent who has the most experience, so that they can give you some insight as to what buyers are looking for.
What are the rooms that generally provide the biggest return on investment?
Great question. Kitchens, definitely. Master bedrooms and bath, and just general living space. So having, you know, a nice open family room, big area for families and friends to gather. So, but kitchens and bathrooms are big ticket items.
Yeah. So you just remodeled not that long ago your house. So if someone's thinking about remodeling, where do you start?
So first place to start is, obviously, if you're going to remodel to list, then get with an agent first, and for them to help you. Getting local contractors involved too is a great way to go. That's what my husband and I did. We kind of interviewed some people, got different prices. You definitely want to shop around and see what you can do yourself too, because a lot of the things that you may want to do, you know, aesthetic wise, you may be able to do yourself, but really getting with an agent or a local designer, contractor who can kind of give you an idea of what you can do with various spaces in the home is definitely where you should begin. Yeah,
and definitely make a priority list, because it doesn't have to all happen.
No, not at all. You can do it a little bit at a time. Yeah.
So it's a little tricky if you want to buy a fixer-upper, especially if you're not exactly sure what your financing options are. So it's definitely important to get with an agent first to talk, and you can go over all the things that they should be looking for and the best places to get one, because you can't change the lot. Right. You can only change the house. Right. So there are some things, and you would know as an agent what's selling.
Sure. And also, don't be afraid to reach out to your agent and also a local lender very early in the process, because a lot of buyers, you know, I'll get a lot of emails saying I'm looking for a home or a fixer-upper, and they haven't yet met with a bank, or they don't know what they can afford. It's really good to just start there. Even if you think you're 6, 9, 12 months out from purchasing, we're okay having those conversations early. So it benefits all of us in the end for you as a buyer to be the most prepared.
Plus it gives you time. If you need to make some of those small adjustments for your credit or something, it would give you time to make that change.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, that's all that we have for you today, so we will catch you next time. Thanks.
Thank you.